Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are still continuing our series on aquascaping. So today we're going to be doing the entire thing on your hardscape. Now what is your hardscape? It is nothing but your wood and rocks that form the basis of your aquarium or your setup. We have done the initial 2 sessions on your power sand and aqua soil, so do check them out. And today when you're doing wood and rocks, some things to bear in mind are that when you're choosing rocks especially, you don't want to select rocks like, for example, your layer rock, which is placed right here. Now layer rock is beautiful, no doubt about it, but they can leach out calcium into your tanks. And that is not something that you would want to pick out when you're doing a planted tank. Your layer rocks work really well, let's say if you're doing a rock only tank without plants, let's say your cichlid setups where you're doing parrots, oscars, those kind of setups, or let's say, if you have shrimp only without too many plants, or crustaceans like your lobsters or your crayfish, those tanks, would love to house something like your layer rock, or it's also called your holy rock. When you're doing your planter tank, you would want to stick to rocks that are inert. Inert in the sense that they don't leach out any minerals or alter your water parameters. Or let's say your lava rock, dragon rock, these are great examples. We can also work with certain other rocks like your elephant rock. Okay, they've got some beautiful textures. This is elephant rock right here. There's red layer rock. This is serio rock. They do alter the water a little bit, but they're still considered safe in your planted tanks. So something to watch out for are, in terms of the rock choices, pebbles that you can use. You just want to be sure that you're not using anything that's going to alter your water parameters drastically. That's what we are looking at. Next comes your wood. All right, whenever you use wood and rock, one thing to watch out for is wood. In most shops that you get, it's never going to be treated wood or pre-treated wood, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to have to either treat the wood and then add them into the tank, or we always follow the lazy method. Like you can see, there are already 2 setups that are done here. Similar size tanks. Here we've used driftwood. This is Malaysian wood that we've used. Here we've used elephant rock, and here we've used your red elephant rock. Now if you look at it, the scapes are actually quite different from each other. This has got a lot of branches, and the wood is stuck to the rock right there. Even over here, we've glued the rock onto the wood. Why do we do that? Is wood in general has a tendency to float when you top up water in the tank. In order to be on the safer side, and since we are not treating the wood before adding it into our setups or our scapes, we always use 743 glue with some sponge in between to secure the wood onto the rock. By the way, we have already done videos in terms of how this one goes, so do check out that in terms of how to actually attach your wood onto the rock. Link is in the description, alright, so do check it out in terms of how to attach your wood onto the rock. Now, one thing to also watch out for is whenever you're selecting your wood and rock, try and use something that's proportionate in terms of size. In a small tank, you want to work with small pieces of wood and rocks so that you also have enough space to kind of plant, to do your plants and, to do your different types of plants as well. Over here, it's a side themed scape, so it's different from each other, where you will have plants all around, and you can also see, let's say if you're sticking to short plants over here, then you'll also be able to see your fish. It's also important that you have an idea of how your planter tank is going to look eventually. So if this is your first setup, my recommendation will be not to pick up anything too complex. Look at some simple setups that's easy to get started. All you have to watch out for is you pick out a nice piece of wood. Now, for example, when I say nice, okay, I'm just showing you an example here. This looks like a tree trunk if I'm going to be using it in a slightly larger tank. Now, let's say you can also just, turn it around and you have a very different structure. So feel free to get as creative as possible and experiment, all right? It's all about your creativity. Just need to watch out, just see, what looks aesthetically pleasing and what looks nice to you, because eventually this tank is going to be in your home. So get as creative as you would like, okay? Choose the materials that work really well for your planted tank. Choose your rocks and your wood and put them together and see, how it actually turns out. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next part. We will be doing planting.